I'm Jen. I'm the kinda old autistic lady. And today's video is going to be a quick one about a new fidget toy I got. Um, for those of you who watch a lot of videos by autistic creators, you've probably heard of the company Nee Doh. They make a lot of different fidget squishy kind of toys. And the one I got is a Gumdrop. And I'm going to show I don't know if the camera is going to zoom in on this, but it's textured and has a flat bottom like an actual gumdrop does. I have to admit, when I first got this, the textured part, I have a very strong desire to take my fingernails and pick off the little textured parts that represent what would be sugar if this were a real gumdrop. I really, really want to, but I know if I do, even with one, I'm going to be really upset because then it won't be intact and whole, and that'll bother me. So far I'm holding off on that, but it's definitely something that it's like a craving I have to just pick off the little pieces. I got this particular squishy toy, which of course, by the way, I've said this on other videos, I bought this with my own money. I am not being sponsored by Nee Doh. I'm not getting any sort of kickback or free product or anything like that. This is just something I purchased with my own personal money that I thought maybe other people could get some use out of me talking about how I personally stim with it. In a minute, I'm going to stand up and show you what I do because I can't catch it on video very easily when I'm sitting. But one thing that one of the reasons I got this is because I have a herniated disc in my neck and it's pinching on my C8 nerve, it's basically the ulnar nerve. It affects my ring finger and middle finger and grip strength. And I also have numbness in those areas, and nerve pain, of course. That kind of goes with the territory of getting older. But the physical therapist is having me do exercises where I squeeze on things. And so I thought this would be helpful, especially on the days that I don't have physical therapy, just to kind of keep the muscles from atrophying, because I am going to have surgery later on this month to remove the disc and fuse the vertebrae together, which, getting older, the joys. But anyway, so for me to pick this up, squeezing it's got a good squeeze to it. This is my left hand, so I can't squeeze it quite as hard. But it's got some good squeezing action, and it'll bounce back to its regular shape. It takes just a minute or so, but it bounces back. So I find myself squeezing on it quite a bit, like when I'm working and whatnot. But the other reason I bought this is because those of you, I don't know if you saw the other fidget video that I have, but I've got this, it's called a fidget ball. Fidget Land sells it. And I do the whole back and forth thing like this with this one. And both the auditory and the feeling and the rhythm is what feels good to me. But this is really loud and people get annoyed with that. So I figured I would buy something like this that was squishier that I could do that with, that I do kind of I don't know if you can see this, kind of more of a back and forth. I don't want to get too far away because I'm afraid the microphone won't pick me up all that great. But kind of that same rhythm where I toss it back and forth at that same speed. I'm liking doing that. The one thing I don't like, though, is that because this is flat on the bottom and not round, when the I'm going to call it a corner. It's not a corner in the strict sense of the word, but where the flat part meets the textured part, if it hits my hand wrong, it hurts. I think maybe because of the nerve pain, but because I don't quite have that same sensation in my right hand when it happens. So I actually went out and ordered something that's actually completely round from the same company. And I'm waiting to get that in the mail to do for that purpose. So I do like this toy. I've probably stimmed with it more in the last couple of days than I have with any other toy other than that one that I just did. That was really loud, the metal one. And y'all, it just feels good to stim. It just does. The other thing I wanted to talk about with this, though, is a texture and I don't know, because it's a gumdrop, it's supposed to look like a gumdrop candy. I don't know. Am I the only one that does this where specifically with gumdrops, not necessarily other candies that have sugar on the outside, and certainly not with the sour ones that have stuff on the outside, but with a traditional sweet gumdrop, I always felt the need to suck on the thing and get all the sugar off of it. And then I would just have this feeling of satisfaction when the gumdrop was just completely smooth on all the sides. And only then would I bite on it. Both as a kid, and I do that now, although I can't say I've eaten a gumdrop in a very long time. They're kind of old-fashioned candy, if you know. Those and the little sugared orange slices that, like, I think a lot of us would get, like, at our grandmother's house. that type of a era. If you eat those, you probably at some point in your life have also eaten circus peanuts, which I still don't understand what they are and why they're still made. They're not half bad to eat, but compared to modern candy, they're a little bit. I have no words for what circus peanuts are, or taste like, or feel like. They're in their own category. So anyway, that's the end of the video. I'm glad you watched. If you enjoyed and want more content where I show you what I fidget with or stim with or how I stim, drop me a comment. And if not, visit the channel again if there's other content that you're enjoying. Thanks for watching.